We are live.
We're live.
Nice little gentle intro music today. Welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wise Agent Society. This is our 34th episode of Sharpen the Saw. Today we have an amazing guest, Z Marilyn with Pinnacle Realty out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I've been trying to get her on the show for a while now, so I feel super lucky and blessed that she's on the show and she made time for us to come on, even though I messed it up last week and we were supposed to do it then.
I'll forgive it.
Thank you. I was going to say thank you so much for rolling with it again today and even making it work with your busy schedule. So welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I truly appreciate it. I hate that it took me so long to get here. You're such a dynamic person. I wanted to get to know you a little bit better anyways and actually come on and meet you on the air. So thank you for inviting me.
Well, we've talked a little bit in the past, and your story is amazing, and you've done some really cool things. So I'm excited to kind of get into that. I'm going to break down the format just so people know. We're going to talk about just a little bit quick how we know each other, how we met. Then we're going to talk a little bit about your story, about how you started and why you got into real estate, and then where you are today and what you specialize in, all that kind of stuff. Then we're going to talk about our topic a little bit, which I know you're passionate. One of your passions is underserved communities. So we'll touch on that a little bit, which is a great topic. And I don't think we've covered it in any of my shows yet. So this is a great topic. And then we have a book that we're going to talk about that you have coming up, right?
Yes, excited about that. Yes, I am.
I'm excited about that. I love books, and I love it when my friends, colleagues, and people are pumping out books, because it's something I want to do too. That I don't even know how to go about it, but I have a ton of friends, which I want to talk to you offline about some of the people that I know that have written books that I'd love to even connect you with. I think you would.
I would love that.
Do really well with. They're real estate agents and stuff too in Denver. They're some of my business partners and stuff. So yeah, okay. So let's get into your story a little bit. So why did you decide to get into real estate? In the beginning, and then maybe just take us through a quick journey of where you are today, and then what you specialize.
Well, I was a corporate trainer for a big utilities company here for a couple of years. And then I branched out to a smaller company here in Hiawatha, and I had my own training department. And from that, I rolled out a call center in New Mexico and had on maybe 96 people per class and rolled out with about 5,000 people we trained. It was a great experience. But across the street, literally across the parking lot, was another realtor's school. They had a school out there, a Skogan Realty, and they also offered classes. And I, remembered that my husband's aunt was a realtor in Texas, a very successful realtor. There, I didn't even think about realtor back in the day when I met her, but I remember she was like, "I'm going to get a new car." And went to go get a Hummer. Her daughter was like, "I want a car." She's like, "Well, we'll go Friday." She went and got her a damn Hummer. The next week, a couple of weeks later, her son was like, "I want a new car too." She's like, "Well, you're going to have to wait. Because I don't have a closing for, 2 weeks." I'm like, "What? A closing? What is she doing?" I knew she did hair, but I didn't understand what she was closing on. Well, a couple of weeks later, he got a car. Wow. And I was like, I didn't put two and two together. When she remodeled her kitchen, she didn't remodel her countertops or her cabinets. She remodeled her whole kitchen.
Wow.
And I didn't get the idea of going back to Iowa. I looked at that real estate school every day and dreaded punching in, clocking in and clocking out. And I knew I was destined for greater. I wanted the independence. I wanted the independence that we talk about, that we want, but yet real estate doesn't really provide.
Right. In our magical head.
I joined so I can make sure that I was present for my kids. I was going through a hard time. My marriage was rocky. I was married for over 20 years, but it was rocky at the time. My eldest child, ran away from home during that time. And I just lost my father a year before that. So it was keep raising my hand to get breaks or become my own. And my journey was to real estate. And of course, I don't have any time now, but
right. That's why we get into the business, for the freedom of our time and to be our own boss and all that. And then it turns out that your boss is kind of a jerk and you work all the time. day and
Yes,
night.
I work all the time. But I tell you, it did help me get the opportunity being a single mom, again, after a long-term marriage, being a single mom, I never missed a game. I never missed a play. I was always available. Real estate gave me that.
Yeah,
So my children, we have breakfast together, lunch together, dinner. Whatever I can do, we make sure that happens.
yeah, I love that.
Vacations, we do it together. Thanks to real estate, it allows us to have that time where I'm still working, but yet I'm present.
Yeah, I love that. And that is factual. And even with the coaching and stuff that I do, I show people that, with time blocking and with, we do have the flexibility to be for wherever we need to be. And that we have flexibility in some places and not flexibility in other places, right? Like if
Time
somebody
blocking
comes,
what?
yeah, right. if we actually practice it, which is
Absolutely.
tough for everybody. It's tough for everybody. But then yeah, we have flexibility in some places and not flexibility in other places. Because if somebody's like, hey, I want to go look at a house, oftentimes we have to make that happen. We don't always have to. We have the choice not to, but if you like the
Well,
money, then you do it.
to be successful in real estate, sometimes you do have to make those sacrifices.
Yeah.
There's this point in real estate where we feel like, why am I not getting the business going? What's happening? And you don't realize, well, you went home and you sat for 3 hours instead of going back to business. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't answer your phone when it was ringing because you were too busy shopping or doing other things. It's
Yeah.
prioritizing the time and focusing on yourself and your business.
Yeah, that's it. And protecting your time is one way we talk about it too. You have
There
to
you go.
protect the time that you need to do the certain activities that you need to do, um,
Absolutely.
because it's easy to get distracted and to get off on tangents or go have fun.
Oh, I have appointments all the time I have brunch once a month with my eldest sister, and that's an appointment. I'm
Yes,
not gonna miss that.
yes,
Me and my kids have dates. I date with my eldest morning. We had breakfast and we sat there, and yet I did my team meeting. So,
yeah,
um, always have to make time and commitment to ourselves, our family, and our business.
yeah. I love it. So tell me more about then. Okay, so you got into real estate. How'd it go? At first, and then how long have you been in now? And then what does it look like now?
Okay. So, like I said, I just didn't want to punch in that clock. But like I said, during that time, I was getting that separation, and my child was doing that. I also found myself with lupus.
Mm-hmm.
And so, lupus is an autoimmune disease that I do have, and it is a battle every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It's my good cells attacks my good tissues, you know what I mean? My body attacks itself. And
Okay.
so sometimes I can't walk, sometimes I can't function. And real estate gives me that flexibility as well to where when I'm having a bad week or month or
Mm-hmm.
day, I can still handle my clients with text message or emails or phone calls. And
Yep.
and again, I feel like that's why I'm successful in it too, because nothing can stop me but me. And
Right.
lupus can't stop me. A divorce can't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to push through it and dedicate time to yourself. And that's what this is. Real estate for me is for me. I enjoy it. Um, I have a passion for people,
Mm-hmm.
and passion for my community.
Yeah. Know that and love that about you. So right out the gate, did you start making money hand over fist? Like
No.
first year, you were like,
I worked 5 jobs. I
okay,
worked 5 jobs when I first started real estate. What I
wow,
did is I got on, what is it, Indeed, and I looked for 1099 jobs.
okay,
And that's what I did between real estate because I didn't want to be, again, locked into a desk because I didn't want to give you 8 hours of my day to where if I have a client calling me, it wouldn't work. So I did taste, they call it modeling, but I did the person at Hy-Vee giving you a little bit of alcohol to drink for your holiday or whatever, taste testing. I did that. That
yeah,
was a great day. I also worked for the government where I would go interview doctors and nurses at their facilities and making sure they're legit. I did that, which
wow,
I could schedule that out. Like they'll give me 2 months to schedule out all those appointments for the next month.
uh-huh,
That works perfect with real estate. I
yeah,
sold jewelry for once. I would travel around different hospitals, different areas, and sell jewelry for a
yeah,
jewelry company. I did it all.
yeah,
But my focus was real estate.
yeah. So you took. I
Yep.
love how this is great because there are so many people. I interview people all week long, agents that are new, that are established, that are building teams, whatever it is, and there's so many people that don't understand or they don't have the ability to get started. And
Yeah.
you have to figure that out. That's the biggest part, which is, and I love how you did it. You didn't have an excuse like, and this is one of the sayings, like you can have reasons or you can have results, and you can't have both.
There you
Right.
go.
So you didn't have reasons, you didn't have excuses. You went and made things happen so that you could get started in your real estate business. Like no
Absolutely.
excuses. You just made it
No
happen.
excuses. Yes.
I love that. I freaking love that.
My first brokerage taught me and told me, thanks to Rule and Rule, again, my first brokerage, they taught me lots of things, provided a lot of good education at the time when I first started. And they always said, if you can look at yourself, you should be able to fire yourself each day to improve.
Yeah.
And you know what? In the beginning, I would fire myself I still fire myself.
Yeah.
Because there's something I can always improve on. I could have handled the situation better. I could have provided more education to a person. I should have slowed down. There's always, and so I fire myself daily so
Yeah.
I can improve the next day, the next time.
Yeah. I love that. I just saw a quote from one of our regional director guys for EXP, our company, that I posted like a couple months ago, but it had something to do with, you can decide at any time to change your trajectory in your life. You can change who you hang out with. You can change the business you're doing. You can change how you eat. You can change all of those things. Everything, you have the ability to reinvent yourself today, starting now.
Yes.
And don't ever underestimate the power of a decision.
It's choices. I preach that all the time to people. I'm a mother constantly. I try not to be. I'm a mother in real estate to my team. I'm a mother to everybody. Next time we go out to lunch, you'll see. I apologize already for it.
I love it. I love it.
But again, you gotta learn from it. You gotta self-reflect. You gotta be able to say, I messed up and learn from that.
Yeah.
You gotta take feedback. Feedback is love. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And critique yourself and be honest with yourself, because that's where you build character and you build resilience within this industry.
Yeah, you have a lot of good sayings, and it reminds me of other sayings. So one of the sayings, I can't recall who I heard it from, is the highest form of accountability. This could be John Cheplack, but I'm not sure. The highest form of accountability, or the highest form of love, is accountability.
Absolutely.
So when you're holding people accountable, you care about them.
Give
If you didn't care about them, you wouldn't care what they're doing.
Absolutely. I want to see you succeed. That's my thing. I want everybody to succeed. If I bring you on my team, it's because I want you to succeed.
Yes.
If I spend time with you and share ideas with you, it's because I want you to succeed. Because we all know in this industry, we don't get paid until we make a sale. So if I'm providing education or the things that I know, it's because I want you to win. It's not because I'm getting paid. It's not because I'm going to get, a beautiful rainbow at the end. It's because you will succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say too that when I've built teams, multiple teams in multiple cities, states, all over, multiple times, like I build them, they go great, whatever, then they crash, and then I go back to myself, and I always find that when I'm by myself, I make tons of money. Life is easy.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like, well, now I always want a team. I always want to work with other people.
Yes.
So I build teams and I build this stuff, and like it takes me away from making money and trying to help them make money.
Yes.
Which I love to do, but I'm saying, just like you're saying, that it's not about making money.
Yeah.
Because if it was about making money, we wouldn't be working with these other people and trying to help them.
There you go. We'd have all that time for ourselves and focus on that. But again, I want people to win, and especially me being a minority in the industry. I didn't look at the number this year, but I know last year it was about 6% of African Americans were in the nation were realtors, right? Only 6% of us.
Wow.
That's not a lot.
No, that's little. I didn't know that number.
Absolutely. So we got to stand out. We got to work harder. Being a woman too is hard,
Yes.
So just coming out here and making sure that we're consistent, we're motivated, and we're here for the right reason, the community, you're going to win. And it doesn't matter what demographic you are. It doesn't matter what race. You just got to put the work in and you'll win.
Right. Be consistent, come from contribution. Who can you help today?
There you go.
Who can you help today? That's a basic way. Like I ask people, like, do you believe that if you found somebody that needed desperate help today to buy or sell a house, they're in a domestic abuse problem, somebody died, they're in a divorce, whatever, and they desperately need your help. Do you believe that there are some people out there like that today in your city?
Come on, help them
Yes.
every day.
Yeah, there's for sure those people out there today in Cedar Rapids
Yes,
and wherever else that you live. So your job is to find those people and help them because
yes,
they want your
absolutely.
help. They need your help. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. One of the things I feel like we miss as realtors is a lot of us really miss the I get having empathy. Empathy, we can be taught how to pretend to have empathy, but it's really having that sincere compassion
Mm-hmm.
for people and compassion for our community. And I feel like we lose that. I hate to say it, but it's just like when a doctor's been in a doctor too long. It's like somebody needs to retire. So
Yeah.
I think we got to look at what we're doing is not about making a profit. It's actually really building our community.
Yep.
We as realtors literally build our community. We shape the community in the way we want it to look.
Mm-hmm.
And that's by encouraging sales and encouraging people, first time home buyers, to get in beautiful, great neighborhoods and
Mm-hmm.
stop putting our thoughts or our feeling about a certain neighborhood in it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I had a real and interrupt me because I talk a lot. I had
No,
a
you're
real
doing great.
call me. I had an investment property, and the investment property was in a neighborhood that people consider not just the greatest neighborhood,
Sure.
right? I grew up in the neighborhood. So to
Yeah.
me, it was safe enough for me to grow up and
Yeah.
come out. I went to college. I became a Marine. I am a successful realtor. So
Which, thank you for your
whatever's in the
service, by
mindset,
the way.
thank you. Whatever's in the mindset about a certain neighborhood. So she asked me, she was like, well, I live in a different town and I don't do real estate in Cedar Rapids often, but would you allow your daughter to buy in that neighborhood? I said, "Absolutely, I would, because
Mm-hmm.
my daughter's buying an investment. She's gonna make a change in that community.
Mm-hmm.
We as realtors make the difference and the change. So, yes, I would encourage my daughter to make that a beautiful investment property for herself. It's great funds for her. She's gonna benefit from that today and in the long run for her future and her children. And then she's gonna better the community and offer services to nurses and whatnot. That's great."
Yeah.
So
That's a
she
great way to
called
look
me
at it.
back. Go ahead.
That's a great way to look at it.
It's just the reality of how we gotta look at it, because it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Because if we think about what redlining did to certain neighborhoods, come on.
Yes.
We have redlining today, and it's a problem. And
Oh, yeah.
guess who feeds the redlining? Us realtors, us
Mm-hmm.
developers, the builders, lenders. We really gotta make a change.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy. Um, actually, the very first house that my wife and I bought uh, was in a very undesirable neighborhood in Las Vegas. It was actually near a
Mhm.
pig farm, believe it or not. There was a giant, stinky pig farm in North Las Vegas. And my wife wasn't, I don't know if she fully understood. I bought the house anyway. And we were minorities in this neighborhood.
Okay.
But I loved it. I mean, I loved everybody there. I didn't even care about the pig farm smell because I'm like, I'm from Iowa. Like, pig farm smell is kind of nostalgic. Like, that's not a pig farm anyway. That's like a little pig shack, you know?
Right.
But I mean, shoot, we lived there for a couple years and it was an amazing investment, you know, and we remodeled it.
Absolutely.
And just like you said, I was super nice and neighborly to all my neighbors, and they were all super nice and neighborly to me.
Yes.
There was some crime in the neighborhood that happened, which was a little scary, but well, more for my wife. But overall, it was great. It was a great experience. Everything was good. And so you're right. Like I'm the same way. Like you know, if you find a good opportunity and a way to get started in real estate anyway,
Get
and and then
started.
and then be a part of your community, then it all comes
Yes.
together. It all comes together.
Absolutely.
I helped several
Absolutely.
people in that community buy and sell houses.
Yep. I actually got to be I got to purchase my first investment property this year as well. So that was exciting for myself to
Fun.
reinvest back in my community.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats
Thank you
on
so
that.
much.
Cool.
Got a little
So,
duplex.
duplexes are the best.
Yes.
That's a great one
Yeah.
for new first home, like young people to buy too, and they can live in one and rent out the other.
I'm encouraging my 20-year-old now. That's our plan for 2025 for him.
Ooh, I love
He
it.
has built his credit, and when he went to purchase his car this year, he actually put more than half down, so his payments are less than $100. He's
Wow.
really listening to me. He was the one that I was worried about, the middle child, but
Yeah,
he's the one that's truly putting the the mindset of savings and financing and investing into yourself, and
that's
I'm
awesome.
excited to see that.
Good job to you, and good job to your son.
Thank you.
Um, let's see here. So maybe let's just go into maybe talking a little bit more about underserved communities and what that looks like to you and what that means.
Well, when I think of underserved communities, I don't just think of our distressed neighborhoods.
Mhm.
It's not our distressed neighborhoods that we think that is our underserved. It's underserved communities are people that don't speak English, right? That
Mhm.
English is not their first language. There's uh, not just community barriers, but communication barriers. There's education barriers in the sense of teaching minorities about what credit means. See,
Mhm.
a lot of times they get here and they'll go to the bank because somebody tells them they need a bank account, and the banker will shove a credit card down their face. Here, you need a credit card, and here's your debit card, and now you have credit. They don't really sit there and tell them, hey, look, don't go buying this and that and the other. What you need to do with that, just $35 and
Mhm.
build your small credit that way. The easy, simple way anybody can build credit,
Yep,
right?
and pretty quickly too.
Yes. So right now we have our world, our communities have an influx of immigrants
Mhm.
and that are ready to buy and got their jobs, their kids are in school, and they got their finances and they just don't know where to go.
Yeah.
We got to reach that community and
Mm.
encourage them. Let's get your roots started now.
Yeah.
And there's people in apartments that think they have to stay in that because that's where their demographic, like there's a certain neighborhood where a lot of African descent is families are, and
Mhm.
that they can be homeowners.
Yeah.
We need to hit that community, encouraging them. We just need to get out here more and teach them,
Yeah.
right?
You
And
know what?
show them. That's door knocking.
Door
I
knocking
believe in
and
that.
yeah, you know what? Door knocking. You know what we should do? And if you're willing and wanted to, we could put on a home buyer seminar together and try to
You know,
reach people like that.
I've done home buyer seminars. I love doing that. People don't like to come out.
Mm. Yeah.
People like you to
Do a
come to them.
virtual one?
It's like being a real estate evangelist, you
Yeah.
know? So asking people, "Hey, can I come in and sit down with you
Ah,
and talk to you
yes.
about what" they don't know what to ask. They don't even know where to start. So if you
Yeah.
go to those neighborhoods, provide the education, they might come out next week.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah. No, I love it. And I was going to say too, is there's so many cool home buyer programs for people like that.
So programming.
Non-speaking English, like all kinds of different things. ITN loans. Uh,
Yes, I tell people all the time, when you're applying for a loan or you're looking to start, don't just call one lender.
right.
Don't just call your local bank or your bank that you deal with. Talk to several of them. Go ahead and contact at least 4 or 5 of them. Get to know what they're offering. Some are offering different things, different programs, first time homebuyer programs. Somebody might be offering
Yes.
you 3,500, where another person might be offering you 16,000. I
Yep.
know Cedar Rapids has a nice um, first time homebuyers program that you could get and get lots of money. We have rural home loans. We have USDA home loans
Mm-hmm.
where it's zero down. There's so many programs that are out here to help underprivileged, bad credit, underserved communities. And again, if we get out there as realtors and give them the education, I promise you, we can win and definitely our communities can win.
Yeah, I love that too. Because here's another saying that I used to say. So if you're paying $1,500 a month in rent, that's $18,000 a year you flush down the toilet.
Yes,
So if you tell me that you can't afford to buy a house, but you're paying $1,500 in rent, you're still paying a mortgage. You're just paying somebody else's mortgage.
absolutely.
But you're flushing your money down the toilet. Like you have so much money that you can just throw that much money away, 18 grand. Then if you buy, let's say, a $200,000 house at 5% appreciation, let's just say, then that's another 10 grand, right? So 10
Yeah.
grand plus 18 grand, that's 28 grand, almost $30,000 that you are throwing away each year
Yep.
because you can't afford to buy a house. But you can. They're like, well, I don't have the down payment. I'm like, well, you need 3.5%. So let's figure that out. So 3.5% of $200,000 is what? 7,000 something bucks, whatever it is. And then, and then if you have deposit, sometimes you need double deposit. There's 3,000 bucks of it right there.
Yep.
So you're halfway there. So now we got to come up with the other half. So
the biggest thing that I see when I'm talking to people is they don't really know where they're at because they haven't talked to anybody about what their possibilities. So I truly, when I start talking to people, I encourage them, you want to know your buying power before you really start looking for houses.
Oh, for sure.
Because you don't want to fall in love and get disappointed when you're looking at 200,000 and you're only approved for 150.
Yep.
But don't get discouraged being approved for 150 because you know what? If you really can sacrifice, and this is what a lot of people have a hard time doing, is sacrificing the luxury for today,
for a short time,
the investment for tomorrow. So like if somebody just got a multiplex, a duplex, even if it's a single family home and rent out the rooms, I mean, that's house hacking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's ways you can actually sacrifice today, be successful tomorrow. And I'm not talking about success as to sell it and having 50,000 in your pocket. I'm talking about holding it a little while, 5 years maybe, do some updates to it, and then think about maybe selling it at that time or even holding it for your future. I mean, there's so much you can do once you own one property.
Yeah, maybe in that 5 years, you could do a cash out refi, pull out just a little, buy another one, do it again.
Come on. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is fun for me. I like doing this too, is educating, people that might not know that these are possibilities.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, you can own a house too.
You gave me an idea. Well, we gave me an idea. I guess I'll do that. I'm going to create maybe some door handles and maybe put it out there and tell them to call me if they want me to come in and just talk to them and educate them about the process of buying a home.
Yeah, easy peasy. You can even do every door direct mail, EDDM. And then, I mean, maybe, but then that goes in the pile with all the other EDDMs. So you
see what I'm saying? So if you go ahead, knock and hang it, they know you actually took the time to do it. It's all about to me, it's all about being personable with people. It's all about being the over-exaggerated customer service realtor possible. And that is, I don't know. I just love people. I do. I love people. I know you do. Everything about people.
Yeah, that's great. And that's how I am too. It makes it easy, I think, at least for us, easier as a realtor, is if you genuinely love people and you're interested in learning about them and how they do things and their culture and whatever it is, and then you can help them. Then you honestly want to help them in whatever way that is.
Being your authentic self in real estate, to me as a realtor, is important. When I see new agents, and it's funny because they teach us when we become new agents to find a niche, right? Find a niche, right? I did that. Oh my gosh, did I try to find me? I went deep trying to find me a niche. I was trying to become more religious than I ever have in my life. I tried to do Pilates and oh my gosh, not my thing. I like the weights better, but I tried it all.
Yeah.
But then I actually just was like, you know what? I don't want a niche. I just got connected with me.
Yeah.
And once I got connected with me and I brought that into my real estate, that game changer.
Yeah.
I stopped trying to be another agent and just said, hey, Z's okay. And people will rock with you if you're authentic to yourself and you're authentic with them.
For sure. Like people love your energy when it's, authentic, clean, bright energy. So when you're being yourself and people are like, wow, like you're awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's a mindset thing too. People, when they're new, they're like, well, I don't know if I'm awesome or not. Well, you are, you just have to be yourself and be consistent and keep showing up.
It's called imposter syndrome.
Yeah. I get that.
I deal with that often. It's crazy, but it's truly something that we have to work through.
Yep.
And it's something that every industry gets it, no matter what. If you're selling, if you're trying to be a leader, if you're trying to do something that you've never done before, you're gonna feel like a fraud. You know what I mean? But then, like now, I've been in the industry for about 7 years, going on my 8th, I believe.
Perfect.
I feel like, again, I still get imposter syndrome, but I know to learn to literally self-reflect on a daily basis.
Yeah. And embrace it too.
Yes.
Yep. Embrace the scary or the that you don't know that's okay. You don't have to know everything.
Exactly. But search it.
Oh yeah.
Educate yourself.
Right.
I love to learn and love to research and get to know exactly what I'm doing, how others do it too, to
Mhm.
improve myself. Um, it's
100%.
not that I compare myself to anybody, but I'm open to educating
Mhm.
myself and being a better person.
Yeah, me too. Always coming from a growth mindset. Um,
Absolutely.
Another thing is that I say to people is that if I had never sold a house in an area I've never sold a house in before, I would have never sold a house ever in my life. The first one I sold was in a neighborhood I never sold. I never sold a house before.
Right.
The
Right.
second one was also in a neighborhood I never sold a house for. The third
Exactly.
one, every single one for a long time were in new areas. Then I moved into a whole different city and did it again there. Then I moved to another city and I did it again there.
Yes.
So, it's not about, knowing everything right away, but it's about going out and learning as fast as you can and failing forward, but really just learning. So there's the, stuff that I teach people is to get out there. I give them activities to do every day where you're learning the inventory, you're learning
Yeah.
the community, and you're being out there in a part of it every single day. Day one with my program, So,
Yeah.
and it's not hard stuff. It's simple stuff.
It's also knowing or measuring what success means to you as a person and as an agent. I have always celebrate success different. I don't never measure it by monetary value or anything like that. I've always measured it by how you feel.
Mhm.
Again, self-reflecting. I feel like I was very successful when my husband and my children were small and we had good jobs and clockwork. Everything worked fine. He did the stack lunches in the morning. I did the bath time at night. We both
Yeah.
prayed, tucked him in, and it was a successful 10 years of their growing up. That was success to me.
Hmm.
We broke as hell.
Yeah.
Excuse the language, but broke as heck. But it was successful in that moment. So if you measure success, not monetary, not comparing your numbers to other people, but you had a successful day because you had how many conversations? How many times did you get to tell somebody that you were a realtor? How many
Yep.
connections did you make that weren't real estate related?
There you go.
Yes.
That's actually it. And so that's the other another good point is that business is all about conversations. If you're not getting the success in your business that you want to have today, then you need
Yep.
to step up your conversations,
Exactly.
build more relationships, have more conversations with people. If it's real estate, then how many people did you talk? How many new people did you talk to about real estate today?
Exactly.
If it isn't five, then it wasn't enough.
I'm hearing five. I'm hearing five a lot. I had a brief lunch with another realtor yesterday, actually coffee, and she said make at least 3 calls a day.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's the military in me, but I feel like that just is such a low number.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe that's the minimum. Maybe everybody's saying the minimum. At least make 3 to 5 calls a day. But I feel like if you make the connection, make the calls.
Yeah, I go as many calls as necessary till you talk to
Yeah,
five new people. Like you have to
yeah,
have the whole conversation, and it doesn't even count unless the words come out of your mouth, at least, and not in exactly this way, but some way. Are you or anyone you know interested in selling, buying, or investing in real estate?
there you go. Those are real conversations.
Yeah, if those words don't come out of your mouth, then it doesn't count as one of the five. And it's okay if they say no, that still counts
Yeah,
because you had the
yeah,
conversation.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
5 of those 4 days a week, that's 20 a week,
Come on.
right? And then you have an open house and you probably get 10 more, and then you keep repeat. By the end of the year, you got, I can't even remember what the math is on that, about a thousand new people in your database, just doing that,
Yeah,
regardless of other things that you're going
exactly.
to into and meet
And
people.
then you just got to do the follow up.
Follow up till they tell you to stop calling them or they die
Exactly.
or they buy
Yes.
or sell a house with you.
Again, like the word mediocrity comes to my head, right? Being mediocre in real estate, because you can feel like a mediocre agent when you're not getting deals every day or every week, or you're not having a closing once a month. It really feels like, okay, what can I do to be better,
Yeah.
right? That bothers me, being a mediocre agent. I don't even know what that looks like or what that means to me anymore.
Hmm.
But I know it's a bothersome. I feel that way every day, but I have successes every day.
Yeah.
So it's trying to get out of that mindset. I think will make it a winning day is changing our mindset constantly. Like I said, self-reflecting, firing myself every day, improving every day, making those connections, grounding yourself back and making sure you prioritize time. I
Yeah.
think we all, definitely could benefit from those things.
Yeah, totally. And it is sometimes the win for the day is that you did talk to 5 people. I mean, it
Absolutely.
doesn't have to be start somewhere in little increments every day. Do a little bit better every day. You don't want to get
Absolutely.
burned out right away and then not do anything. That's the same with going to the gym or something, right? You can't go out there and just blast 300 pounds on the
So
bench press.
today's my first day back to the gym after a 2 months hiatus, probably longer. But oh my gosh, it's hard getting back started, but I know what my goals are. So same with real estate. I know why I do this every day. I know why I make my calls.
Yep. You know what? And I've been kind of off and on this last couple months for the gym stuff. And I was getting on a roll. Then we went to California for a week and I was off the roll and, came back and gosh, today was day 2 of, getting back into it. But yesterday was so hard to even do it. Like and I like working out, but I
Yeah.
did not like working out at all yesterday
The
at
lazy
all.
bug is out there for real.
Oh, it's that time of year, I think,
It
too.
is.
Yeah. And then today was much better, but then I had a lot going on, so I went really fast. But the cool thing is my win for that is that I did it. I did it
Yes,
all. I did it
exactly.
quickly, but I did it. I went through the motions, and so every day I'll get better at doing it. I'll do it better every time. You
That's
know?
what I said. Today's my first day. I'm turning 45 January 5th, so today's my first day
Did we talk
back.
about this? My
Yeah.
birthday is January 5th,
Yes,
but
yes.
I'll be 46, so I got you by a year.
Oh, okay. Yep, yep. So I'm turning 45. I'm actually excited
Mhm.
about the aging process. I've embraced my 40s. I mean, there's no turning back the clock. But I actually appreciate, like, good job, girl, for actually being wiser and
Yes.
listening and hindsight 2020, not doing it again.
Yep.
So I'm embracing my 40s. I'm loving this wiseness.
I love it. Well, I'm all about the wiseness. I get as much as I can from people, and try to do better all
Absolutely.
the time. I was going to say here, maybe before we talk about your book stuff, is that I just like to bring up that you were on a TV show for real estate.
I was on a TV show, HGTV. What is it? My lotto winning real estate, something like that.
Yeah.
It was fun. My clients actually won the lotto,
Mm-hmm.
and they picked me, and we bought a beautiful house for them, and it was a fun experience. It's awesome when you're working on deals with other agents or even clients. I had one. I'll go back to that one, but I
Yeah.
was selling a house and the neighbor ran across the street and she was being nosy at what we were doing in the garage. My client was in Arizona, so I'm cleaning out the garage and have things for sale and giving everything free to the neighborhood. And the
Yeah.
next day, the same lady comes over and she's running across there. She goes, "I knew it was you." And I'm like, "What did I do? He told me I can give this stuff away." She goes, "No, my husband tried to argue me down. You're on HGTV. You were on TV last night."
You're
And I was
famous.
like, "Wow." So that was maybe last year, though. This year, I was in a deal with another realtor. She was a newer agent, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Z, I'm getting my nails done." She goes, "And it's you." That I was telling my sister, "That is Z. I'm doing a real estate deal with her."
She saw
So
you on TV at the nail place.
exactly, yes. So
Awesome.
it's syndicated, so it's gonna come on, you know what I mean? It's gonna
Yeah.
constantly repeat, and I enjoy that. I appreciate my client putting me on because that just really does give you recognition. I had
Oh
people
yeah.
reach out to me from, Maine asking me if I was related to them because of my last name.
Oh
I'm
cool.
married into the family, it's not me, but, yeah, it was a great experience, and it still gives me recognition now.
Yeah, how fun. I mean, I think that would be a super fun experience. I've been on little TV type experiences and all that, in which I love, but I think it would be really fun to be on a real deal
Yeah.
production TV show.
We had another opportunity to get on it, but one of my clients turned it down. She did not want to be on TV. So, but when you do have those opportunities, new agents, seasoned agents, I say take the opportunity because it will help you get acknowledgement. It does put that professional stamp on you when they see you on national TV.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. Um,
I'm in
and
a lot of other productions too. Sorry, I've been in a rap video as a
what?
teacher. I
Wow.
I was in a poem, live speaking of event for domestic violence. I was in that event too, and then I have my own commercial and a couple commercials out there. So again, building that that media is important.
Yeah. Well, that's another good point, is that when I'm talking to my agents, I'm like, our job is we're marketers. You have to market yourself. You have to let people know that you sell real estate. You're very dynamic. I'm very dynamic. We have a lot of energy. People are like, drawn to it. They like us, whatever.
Yeah.
And they forget who we are.
Mm-hmm.
They still forget. And like, we're not always top of mind for them.
Come on.
So
Absolutely.
we have to remain top of mind. You have to make sure you remind people, hey, I sell real estate. I'm looking at houses in this neighborhood today. This is what I'm trying to coach them on, like why it's important to put stuff on social media. Because when you do, then you're talking to thousands of people or hundreds of people, however many people you got, the more the merrier. And reminding them that you do this for a living.
Yes.
Because you can do one-on-one stuff, which I love too. But you also need to get as many people as you can.
Yes.
Remind them that you sell real estate and that you would love to help them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe in that truly. I one thing I learned is that I used to just be posting the sold. I sold this. I sold. The only person who's actually looking at that is just the next realtor. Okay.
Sure.
But if you post good content and how you can help people,
Yep.
Does a lot better.
Yeah. Little topics. And, also people want to know about you. They want to know about you and your personal stuff. Because that's going to make you a real person. Like, anybody can look at the house I sold, look at the house I sold, or whatever. Although you should have those in there too, but you want to mix it up with, like you said, more than one kind of content. Personal content's great. Any kind of helpful content is great. I also tell people, and it depends if you're doing it on your business page or your personal page. Your personal page will go a lot further than your business page, unless you're paying for ads on your business page, which, by the way, I have great people and programs for that if anybody wants to do that and actually make your business page make money and get tons of activity.
Oh, I'm interested. You have to talk about that another day.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. It's one of the new ones that I've been doing that's really getting a lot of traction. So if you want to get a ton of eyeballs on you for real estate sales and stuff, I can show you what it looks like.
Yeah, we could do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. My friend Ryan Pickard is the fella that runs the company that does it. So it's cool. What else? So why don't we just talk a little bit about your book coming up here? What's this book all about?
My book. Okay. I'm writing a book. It's kind of like a self-help book, but it also just tells you a little bit about my journey, about who I am and how I started, where I come from. You'll get little snippets of my background, and also my history of being a Marine. And again, being biracial and growing up in the 80s, and how we had that drug pandemic in the 80s, big time, being in the Midwest. Also, my journey and struggles, and trying to find myself, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. But it also gives you snippets about how to become successful in business, how to get a relationship with money, how to maybe overcome when you're the only one there. Like, you're the only one only woman, only man, the only person that of who you are and who you represent, that's there. So how do you stand out, and how do you make that not discourage you, but encourage you to do great things?
Yeah.
So it tells you how I got over adversity and things like that. And then it just, again, I'm excited about it. I am cheating. I am working with an editor that is going to help me walk through this so I can learn.
I think that's smart.
I have other things in my head. I'm a good storyteller. I could talk all day. I can sit here. I used to record myself and just try to write, and it doesn't come together as well as I want it to come out.
Yeah.
So again, I'm doing the talking. I'm sending in my audio tapes, and we're working like that. I'm excited about it. This is going to build my brand and get me ready to start a public platform in the public speaking platform. Being a voice for my community and realtors.
I love it. My friend Barry Overton in Denver. Let me see. I'll see if his book was right here. It's not, but I think it's called Finding Your Inner Greatness. And
Yes.
he worked with um, a company or an editor or a publisher, whoever, whatever you call it, that helped him to put the book together. And then he encouraged his wife to do it, and she wrote a book too. And then there's a couple other of our partners that have written books too. It's fascinating to me because,
Yeah.
like you said, I don't know where to even start with that. But to have somebody that can help guide you and put it together, I think is the smart way to go.
Well, I guess I'm just one of those people that I'm satisfied for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And then I want something greater. And then I want something more. I became a realtor. I got my brokerage license. I started my team. I started growing my team. I really dove into marketing. What's next, right? How can I mm, help people get this dream? What
Mm-hmm.
is this? How can I encourage that? Well, write a book so when they forget about you, to have that book on the coffee table, pop it open, and oh my goodness, Z told me this. I remember that, you
Yeah.
know. And so if I can give you something tangible, and that's what I teach my realtors too. If you have something tangible with your name or something like that to give to your clients, to give to people, they'll remember you.
Yeah. That is a great idea. And that's why also, like, for years when I first started, I didn't put my picture on my business cards, and it
Yeah,
was
that's all.
fine. But I don't know why I thought it was silly. And then when I moved to San Diego, I did put my picture on there, and I think that was helpful in reminding people. So, and even me, when like I get cards, like I have stacks of cards everywhere. Like
Yeah.
this is, I have like just tons of these. And then so I filter through them, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember meeting this guy, or I remember meeting this gal, and then I reach out to him. Maybe I'll touch base. Hey, how's everything going? You know what I mean?
And I encourage it to be just like that. You held up a card that had their full face and them completely on it. That's how I do my cards because nobody wants to just read the words. They also want to see who it belongs to. Believe putting you up there, putting your full face, putting you out there, not just a small picture, represent you and then your company and your company. That one right there.
See, I'll show you what mine looks like too.
I
Mine
like that.
has more words, but it also has my head on it. You know?
Yeah. Show you
But
mine.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's mine. Here's what mine looks like.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's good.
And
What's the
then
back
and then
look like?
all the information's in the back.
Yeah.
So while they're sitting here dreaming and saying, "Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. I wonder," then they
Yeah.
get this, but then they flip it over and get that information, right? So
That's a
it
good
works
idea.
out.
I should look at flipping mine. So I have that on the front, and then on the back I just have a pretty picture
No,
of it.
Shay, advertise you
Yeah.
and then your information. Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Love the
Yeah,
sunset.
it's
But
cool.
let's see
It's
here.
an Iowa farm
Yeah.
field. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love marketing too. So there's so many cool ways to stand out and be different. And as long as you have good quality stuff, like yours is really good in quality and bright and poppy.
Yeah.
You can do blah blah like plain Jane ones that aren't going to be so memorable. So it's good to give somebody something that they can handle. But yeah, I love having cards. Like
I do the
here's
digital card too. I do that little
me
digital
too.
card too, but I
Here's one.
do.
It's like a
Oh yeah,
different
that's a nice
shape,
one. Oh
different
yeah, that's a
shape.
nice one. Because it's an odd shape.
Yeah,
Those always stand out.
it's wider than the other cards, so like it's sticking out of my pile here. Here's
Mhm.
another one that's another wide one. I don't even
I like
know.
those.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what this group of people like. There's a lot of Keller Williams ones in here.
Maybe that's what they encourage.
Well, no, it's just I don't remember what event I got these from. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So it's fun when you have these. You can go through and do some remembering.
absolutely.
So I will.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So cool. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what your goals are for this next coming year,
Ooh.
and
My goals for this next coming year. Well,
yeah.
this year, what I'm doing is I've had a team for several years, almost 3 years now. So I
Hmm.
am actually, like you said, revamping myself. So I'm gonna just be me, down to me, my TC, and my assistant for 2025. But I expect to brand myself a lot more
Hmm.
with commercials, advertising. I mean, I'm hitting it hard.
Mhm.
I use AI a lot. I love
Ooh.
ChatGPT. I love the AI technology. I've been in it since the Oculus. I mean, I love
Ooh.
that technology. So really bringing that into my business plan a lot more. I use it a
Mhm.
lot now, but I want to make sure that I have more audible audio stuff that just automatically does things for me with the AI. So
You could
that's my
teach me on that. Like, I just don't even know. Like, I mean, I use Chat GPT sometimes, and I forget to use it a lot of times when I could.
oh.
Like
Do you
for
know ChatGPT scared me? I had to upgrade the other day.
oh yeah,
And it said, I hit the video, and it said, "Hey Z, I see you're chilling on the couch with your laptop up, writing an offer." It freaked. I'm not ready for that yet, guys. But I was
wow,
writing an offer with my kicked back on my couch, and then she goes, "Oh, you like Louis Vuitton?" I'm looking. Oh my goodness, she sees my laptop bag. This is too
wow,
much. It
that's
freaked me out, and
freaky.
that was just yesterday. So it's technology is changing. It's worth paying for. If you're not paying for the Chat GPT version, it's only I think it's 21 now, but it was 19.99 when it started.
A month?
But in a month,
Okay.
it is worth it. You can upload documents. Tell you this, I uploaded a spreadsheet. My investor had 30 properties, and
Mhm.
he had an Excel spreadsheet of all this hobble jobble mess of the rent, roll and leases and
Yep.
all that stuff. I sent it. Somebody said, "Hey, can I get the rent roll and expenses right away?" So I said, "Yeah." So instead of me spending hours, because it takes us hours to figure out this math and do all this stuff for people that don't want to do it, I uploaded the Excel spreadsheet we've worked on for a year, and it combobulated this great PDF for me.
Wow.
I took that PDF, I uploaded to the email, sent it out, and they were so excited. And now what I do anytime I'm doing a rent roll, anytime I'm doing an expense report, I type in ChatGPT and I have a conversation with ChatGPT and say, "Hey, look, the rent's this much. How many? This is what's leased." This I just talk to it. And then it forms a great document for me. I upload that to my MLS. I send that to everybody who's inquiring about that investment. I kick my feet up and I send it to my investor or my sellers that are asking me to do this job. And they say, "Wow, Z, thank you for preparing all those documents. That's awesome. You did a great job. You did that in less than a day."
Wow. That is cool. I need to learn a little bit more about that. We
Yes.
have, just so you know, a trouble house that
Yes.
is in Cedar Rapids that maybe you could help point me. One of my agents has this listing. Um, like it's pet odor, like cat urine, big
Yeah.
time, like
Yeah.
15 cats.
My mom
And
had 63 cats in her house when she bought it. She bleached the floors and bleached the walls and went away.
wow, I've had to do it too. I've bought a cat pee house before and just shellacked everything, pulled everything
It's
out.
hard, but ugh.
Yeah, you can get there. But anyway, there's more to the story than
Yeah,
that.
please.
But I'll tell you offline more about it and see what you have for that. But that's great with the AI rent roll stuff because I have an investor out of Vegas that is looking at stuff here.
Yeah.
And that is cool. That's a cool way to like add stuff in for all of that. Well, I'm going to talk to you about it because I want to learn more
There's
about
so much it could do. It could just do way more than that. Way more than that. But as realtors, it creates, I mean, I ask it to create, billboard options. I ask it to create flyers. I ask it to decipher like, let's say I needed to create a next step email to my clients. They don't know what's happening. I don't have the time to go through the contract verbatim, right then and there to type it all up. I upload my contract, right? My purchase contract, pick out all the important dates significant to this for my calendar. Guess what it does? Takes all those dates, creates it in a format that you ask it to do. You can send that to your client and you can add it to your calendar, or it actually give you a link to add it.
I have to see that. You have to show me this. We have to
I promise.
schedule a time to do this.
Oh yeah.
I'll reach out to you to see what you
Please.
got.
I'm such nerd on this, but I
I
could
want to
talk
see it
on and
like
on about
live.
it.
Like we need to be on Zoom, like checking
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
it's great. There's so much you can do.
You know what we could do too, if you're open to it, is we should do a live class. Like
I would love to.
I'll help. You're just talking about doing public speaking or more speaking stuff.
Yeah.
We can invite a ton of realtors, local realtors to come because I know that they need help with that. I need help with it.
Yeah.
So we can do like kind of like, when we did the thing at the Black Sheep,
Yeah.
something like that. But we'll invite
Absolutely.
people to come and learn about AI and you can show live on the screen kind of how.
Laptops and pajamas, right? Let's
Yeah.
learn AI together, have
Yeah.
some coffee, have some donuts, and just really be comfortable and get to learn, because it's going to blow your mind.
I love it. Okay, cool. We're going to set all this stuff up. I love it. Thanks so much for coming on. We're getting close to the end of the time here. But I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all of this wisdom and knowledge and your background and all the stuff that you're passionate about. Really appreciate you coming on.
I glad you invited me, and keep inviting me. I'll come back again.
Yeah,
And next time, hopefully I'll have my book. Well, my book's coming out next spring. It's going to be coming out
That's what I was
springtime.
going to ask. Okay.
So I will have that available springtime, early spring.
Okay.
Again, like I said, we're getting things. They got my drafts, they got my audios, and we're getting that all together so I can go over the book and see what that looks like right now. But
Yeah,
more to come with that. This book is just the beginning. There's going to be lots more. I'll have open classes, things I'll be teaching. I'll have speeches, like I said, public speaking and things. So just look out for me, Z Maryland with Pinnacle Realty. I'll be out coming to a neighborhood near yours hopefully soon.
Yeah, I can't wait. You have so many good topics that we talked about before that we'll definitely do some more shows if you're open to coming on and doing more.
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks again. How about this? How about just wrap up? What would you say to leave people with that have been watching the show? What's a good way to wrap it up, to think about moving forward, maybe into the new year? What's something agents can think about?
Well, I'll speak to everybody, not just agents, but
okay, yeah.
My motto, I actually have it here on a board, but I live by this. I raise my kids on this. It's try something new, learn something new every day of your life. I live by that. If it's this conversation, this right now, this podcast that we're doing together today, it's me trying something new with you, learning something new about you and myself, and embracing that. New agents, again, if you try something new, put yourself out there all the time. Volunteer for things that your office has. Come into the office, be available, getting those floor calls, latch on to an experienced agent, you know what I mean, that is out there busy. Why is that agent successful? You can get there too. Try something new, learn something new, embrace what the agents are telling you. I have agents telling new agents, don't do Zillow. They take half the money. I'll tell you what, agents, if you're a new agent and you don't know nobody, Zillow might be your best friend for your first couple of months, because it's money you never had before. Embrace the opportunities, because those Zillow leads today are going to be 2 years, 3 years, are going to be your leads tomorrow.
Right.
So learn something new and embrace that.
Yep.
Again, try something new, learn something new. I live by that, and I hope everybody can live by that too.
That's perfect way to wrap it up. That is the best way. Doing new things, trying new things. I mean, that's the spice of life anyway. Everybody should be doing that. We, as a family, do new things and try new things all the time. I mean, we've moved 21 times since my wife and I have been married for 16 years. So, we love the adventure of it, of life.
I'm scared. I want to move. I want to embrace that too. One day I will move somewhere, I think.
Yeah. We're kind of like planted for now. The boys are going to finish up high school here, and then we'll venture out more again.
I'm an empty nester this May. I'm done. Like,
oh my gosh.
Empty nesting.
Time to travel.
I don't know.
Time to travel. All right, cool.
A city near you.
Hang tight here. We're going to go ahead and play some music again on our way out, and then stay on, and we'll just chit chat about the wrap up. And thanks again so much for coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Join us here on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock CST for the Sharpen the Saw episodes. And thanks so much for coming on today.
Thanks.
Have a great day, everybody.